condition what happens, then this means this person will forget Allah. You will not reach this thing, then you will get stuck in the things. If you do not, if this doesn't make you reach Allah, then you will get stuck. You will get stuck in the surah. And the haqiqat is everything should reach Allah. If everything is reaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, correct. But if it is not reaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which means you are not reaching the final destination, you are getting stuck on the anasir, on the things, and that will not make you, that this will make you forget Allah. अगर आप हर चीज़ अल्लाह तक नहीं पहुंचा रही तो इसका मतलब यह है कि आप खुदा को भूल जाएंगे. Oh, this is a phone, oh nice phone. That's it. Which means that now you have forgotten Allah. So if this time while he's admiring the phone, if the angel of death comes, Allah is not in the picture. Allah ko bhula hua raha, because you forgot Allah at that time. So if the death comes at that time, then what will happen? You forgot Allah at that time. It should be such that you should never forget Allah in any instant. It should be like how you breathe, in and out, in and out. That's why they have some zikr called pass and faz. Allahu. Allah, who से आप जो सांस निकलती है वो who है. This is called zikr of pass and fast, which means Allahu, Allahu, Allahu. ऐसा होता है कि हर सांस के साथ अल्लाह चलता है. 24,000 अल्लाह चलते हैं आदमी के जिक्र में. 24,000 Allah works on every مع كل النفس, every breathing, every breathing is going to every breathing you will say the name of Allah. Allahu, 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 Allah. When you take the breath in, and when you take it out, who? This is how it is going to be. Allahu, Allahu, Allahu. This is what is going to happen. So, if you see something, that's why when the death comes, and you're already connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or if the death is, but if a person is not like this, and he is, so what will happen? Then he'll get stuck with the ashya, the things, stuck with this water, tissue paper, phone, book, things. So, and at that time, if the death comes, then what will happen? If he is stuck with the things, in the salat also he cannot remember Allah. So नमाज में खुदा का ध्यान नहीं होगा, खुदा याद नहीं होगा नमाज में भी. حتى في الصلاة لا يذكر ربه. In the salat also he is not remembering Allah. If everything is not making him reach Allah, अगर हर चीज़ आपको खुदा तक नहीं पहुँचा रही, तो नमाज भी खुदा तक नहीं पहुँचाएगी. If everything is taking you towards Allah, then the salat also will take you towards Allah. شوف أي شيء يتوجه إلى الله. Anything which you see, oh Allah made him, Allah created him, Allah made this masjid, Allah made this fan. Everything which you see, wife, Allah gave it to me, children, Allah gave it to me. The power of police, Allah gave him this power. Power of army, Allah gave them this power. Whenever he wants, he can take it back. Whenever he wants, he can give it back. So everything what you see, you turn it towards Allah. Allah is the one. Allah से होता है, Allah के गैर से कुछ नहीं. Everything. सब बोल दो. Abdul Wahab Sahib. Abdul Wahab Sahib rahmatullah alayhi used to say that he used to be the living example of this sentence. भाई साहब जो है वो इस जुमले की जिंदा मिसाल थे. अल्लाह फिल इज ग्रेव विद नो. इससे अल्लाह से होता है, अल्लाह के गैर से नहीं. अल्लाह से होता है अल-फ़ाअल हुवा अल्लाह. अल्लाह के गैर से नहीं होता, गैर अल्लाह ला यनफ़अ व ला यदुर. नहीं समझे. वो तफसीर هذا الكلام اللي انا اقول انا قريت هو تفسير هذا الكلام. كل شيء لما تنظر تتوجه الى الله. اي شيء اللي تنظر انسان جن مخلوق anything which you see you should say that oh Allah made this and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put it for us and whatever will happen by the will of Allah. इस चीज़ से जो होगा वो जो खुदा चाहेंगे वो होगा. यानी which means that anything which you see that will happen when Allah wants it to happen. Microphone will amplify the voice if Allah wants it. If Allah does not want it, what the microphone can do? It can actually distort your voice. होता है बाज़ वक्त माइक्रोफोन की वजह से आवाज़ समझ में नहीं आती. क्या कहता है मैं माइक्रोफोन हटाओ ऐसी बात सुना होगा. Sometimes what happens, people say, oh, because of the microphone we cannot hear you because it is distorting. Remove the microphone so we can hear you. If the microphone was the reason to amplify the voice, then you should not take out the microphone. You should say, you should keep the microphone. But why don't people remove the mic? Oh, the medicine, it gives me health. Many people die because of taking medication. Oh, he had a side effect. He had a negative effect. How many people have problems because of medication? How many people die because of in the environment of safety they die. People say security guard, bodyguards will save my life. Have you not seen many people die because of the bodyguards? People, what they say? Bodyguards are not fil hifadha. Bodyguards bidbah. Isn't it true? Many times. It's Pakistani guy, Salman Tasir. His bodyguard killed him. Many people. People think that because of the bodyguards I will be saved. तो ये कह रहे हैं कि यूँ समझो हर चीज़ खुदा जो चाहेगा वो होगा. Everything what you see, yarja ila Allah. And what Allah wants, that thing, what Allah wants, and that is the thing which will happen. So that's why he's saying that everything should end on Tawheed. Tawheed means Allah. Everything which you see surround us, your wife, your children, your business, your job, your customers, everything. Allah gave me this wife. What Allah wants, if Allah wants, then she will become a coolness of my eyes. Otherwise, she will become a headache of my eyes. So, if Allah wants, then she will become children. Allah gave them children. If Allah wants, they will become the coolness of my eyes. Otherwise, they will become headache of my eyes. Allah gave me the family. Allah gave me friends. Allah gave me relatives. If Allah wants, they will become comfort for me. Otherwise, they will become adab for me. So everything what happens is basically by the will of Allah. كل شيء بالله. But he says that so don't get stuck in the surto phasono nahi keh rahi hai. Don't get stuck in the pictures. You should not get stuck in the pictures. You should get the understanding that basically everything behind Allah has a remote control operating system. Which means, for example, when you see a TV, the channels are flipping. This channel, this channel, and this channel is happening. Now, this is moving because of what? Remote. Who has a remote? Allah has it. Allah has a remote of the world. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what he does is, this man like this man like everything, Allah is controlling through the remote. So as soon as you see the TV and the channels are flipping, what do you do at that point? You want only one channel. And you don't want the channel to change. You want the channel to stay. So what do? And if somebody is flipping the channels, you find out where the remote is. Oh, this is the remote. Now you have to hold the remote now. Because the remote is controlling those channels. I want to see this channel, so if you want to guarantee this channel what you want to see, the remote has to be in your hand. Then what happens if the remote is not in your hand? Then the channels will switch. So same thing, if you want to have a comfortable life, who is controlling the remote? Allah. So make sure that Allah is with you. Because if Allah is not with you, the channel will change. Then it will change something which you don't want to see it. You're forced to see it. आपको वो हालात देखने पड़ेंगे जो आप नहीं चाहेंगे अगर रिमोट कंट्रोल आपके हाथ में नहीं है यानी यूँ समझो कि अल्लाह रिमोट को किसके हाथ में अल्लाह के हाथ में अगर अल्लाह आपके साथ नहीं है तो जैसा रिमोट कंट्रोल में वो चेंज होता है चैनल वो चीज़ें देखनी पड़ती जो आप नहीं चाहते तो आप नाराज़ होते हैं ऐसे ही ज़िंदगी के चैनल को अल्लाह चेंज कर देगा और आप जो नहीं चाहते हैं होना वो सब होगा और आप कुछ कर नहीं पाएंगे you will not be able to do anything because the channel which you don't want in the channel of your life will change. If you don't have the remote with you, then the channel of the life will change to something in the movie, at least you're just watching. You're not inside the movie. But in the dunya, you are inside the movie. And if Allah changes the channel, then what happens? You see, when you have this remote TVs, you have different channels, right? You have something called, this is a channel which shows, this is a movie which is, the ending is depressing, right? This is a movie which is comedy. This is action movie. Different. Let us say you want to watch a comedy movie, you want to enjoy and laugh. Somebody puts a depressing movie. You want to say, change the channel. I don't want to watch this. Change the channel. Isn't it true? But if you look around and there is remote is not found. So now you are stuck with, I don't want to see this. But you have to be in that room. You are waiting for somebody, let's say for example, you are in a room, a hospital room. Your phone is not working, it's all jammed. They are not allowed to use the phone. and they put a very depressing channel, and the noise is very loud. You cannot go to sleep. You want to change the channel, but the remote is not with you, and you have to watch this, and you feel helpless. This will happen in your life if Allah is not with you. If the remote control is not with you, then you cannot switch the channel. And the one who knows, who controls the remote control is Allah. So if Allah is not with a person, what will happen? Allah will switch the channel from comedy to depression movie. Oh, wait. And then you are sick and tired of this. And you cannot change anything. A lot of time people, what they do is this, they want to go to the inside the TV and change the channel. Going inside the movie, trying to go, can you go inside the movie? Impossible, mustahil. You cannot go inside the movie. A lot of time people try to stop the movie. Stop it. So, wise guy will look for the channel. Switch it. Oh, now you can relax. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring the channel of depression in this person's life who does not have Allah with him. And his life will become ma'ishatan danka. And then his life will become like this, ma'ishatan danka. It's not that and he will be unable to switch the channel because he has no remote with him. So, my dear brothers, the main thing is this: to make sure the Sheikh is saying that everything what you see, so that it should end up in Tawheed. Oh, Al-Fa'al huwa Allah. Everything what you see. If the eyes are going to something which is to the Zahir, which means that you'll have problems in your life. Okay, the person should end up on Tawheed. He should end up every time anything which he sees, looking at it, Allah. It ends up towards Allah. Oh, this big pain, Allah made it. Allah makes it wrong. This president, Allah made him. What Allah wants, he will do. Can the president do by his own will? Can the commander-in-chief do by his own will? It is in his control to do what he wants to do. What do you say? Who's in control of the president? मुश्किल से निकल रहा है. With difficulty we say Allah.
Even the bad ones?
Yes.
Say
What happens? Why? Even the bad ones also. Why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Allah becomes angry with the public, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let the shaitan use him to harm the public. Allah allows the shaitan to, use him to harm the public because Allah is angry with them. That's why he's hitting her. Go and hit her.
Awesome.
But if Allah is happy, then what will happen? Allah will not allow him. He wants to do it, he cannot do it. I put a stop. Period. You cannot do it. And if Allah is angry with them, he said, oh, go hit them, curse them, beat them, do anything. And according to how much Allah wants, He will harm. فَالْقَدْرِ خَيْرِهِ وَشَرِّهِ مِنَ اللَّهِ. Everything that, the good ones and the bad ones. But if you have the remote control with you, Allah is with you, you cannot do anything. Impossible. Even if He wants to do something bad, He cannot do it. Because it's not in His hand. You heard about Halaku Khan? Halaku Khan. He killed a lot of people. He is that Mongol emperor. He made what do you call minar from skulls, head skulls. Skulls, right?
Skull.
He said that he was in one area. So he gathered the people, put 3 lines. So that finished all of them. So he was standing on the horse, on his horse, finish all of them, and not kill them at the same time, one by one, so that the others can see. He wants to terrorize them. So kill them one by one. Okay. So they would bring one person, chop off his head. Bring the second, chop off. So he had small lemons in his hand. He was playing with the lemons like this. So he saw in the line one old person, probably around in his 60s, something. He went from the first line to the second line. When he saw people getting killed in the first line, so he went to the second line. And the whole first line was finished. But he got saved by being in the second line. Nobody was moving, he just moved and he went to the back. And then the second line they started killing the second line. They kept on going. So what he did, he went to the third line. So they finished the second line also. First line, second line is finished. Then came to the third line. So now he started killing one. So all of this movement, Halaku Khan was watching. He was playing with the lemons. He was watching that this guy went from the first to the second to the third line. So when the third line started, it came close to him. He said to the Jalad, stop. This guy called him. Came. He said, what are you doing? He said, what am I doing? He said, I saw you in the first line. Then you came to the second line. Now from second line, you came to the third line. And the Shisha, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? He said, do you think you can run away death by going from first line to the second line to the third line? You can run away from death? He said, listen, you cannot harm me or benefit me. This is what he's saying to Halaku Khan. لا تنفعني ولا تضر. उसकी बारी है खत्म नहीं. This is time to get finished. And this is what he's saying to Halaku Khan. لا تنفعني ولا تضر. You cannot harm me, you cannot benefit me. He said, why are you running from first to second? He said, let me tell you the reason. He said, as a Muslim, I am told to safeguard my life. So when it is coming, I was on the first section, I came to the second line. When I came to the second line, I came to the third line. Then he said, but now my job is to make sure that I don't come in the harm's way. This is my job. But in reality, Allah is the one who will save me or harm me, all from Allah. When Halal Khan heard this, he started laughing loudly. Loudly. And he said, "You are saying that your God is going to save you now?" But يضحك بالصوت العالي. Started laughing loudly. And while he was on the horse, he was playing with his lemon. Limon se खेला, catch the lemon, he threw the lemon and then catch it. He was playing, he had two lemons, three lemons, each one is catching the first one. Like some people that juggling. He said this and then started laughing loudly. And then he's saying that his Allah is going to save him. He said, "Look, where is Allah? Show me." He started laughing loudly. So when he was playing with this lemon, one lemon went down a little bit. So he went down to pick up the lemon. And he picked up, so his foot hit the horse's belly. So the horse got scared. So the horse jumped up like this. And then with full force, the horse started running. While his one foot is stuck and one foot is outside the saddle. एक पाँव अंदर है, एक पाँव बाहर निकला हुआ इसका, और ताकत से घोड़े ने दौड़ना शुरू किया. So he was to get up. The horse went towards all mountains. So his head started banging the mountain. All stones. His head started hitting the stones. So by the time his army came and caught him, there was only qima. His head became mincemeat. So I was saying, "Where is Allah?" Allah bayahu. He was saying, "Where is Allah?" Allah said, "I'm here. I'll show you where I am." When they stopped him, they could not figure out his nose and ears and everything because of hitting with the stone, because the horse was going with full force. So he's hitting with that energy. Because what happened, he wanted to get up, but it hit the horse, was going so far, it hit the stone. So the first hit passed him out. When he passed him, the horse is going with full energy and his head is banging on the stones. While the horse is going with full force. So when they caught the horse, by the time they went, there was nothing left of him except bones of his head. So they brought him. So the old man was still standing there. He was saying that Allah is there. So they said that this guy is jinxed. Allah, please. This guy he has magic in him, he's curse on him. He said, أطلقوا صراحه. He said, all of these people who you have caught, they all are jinxed. He said that they all are, they are, فيهم نحس. ايش تقول نحس؟ فهمت نحس؟ تعرف النحس؟ They're cursed. كلهم. قال أطلقوا سراحهم. Let them leave. Let them get away from here. So you cannot all be out from this place. And they said, we don't want to be staying in this place. We want to leave this place. So that this yaqeen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's how he died, actually. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إن للظلم ظلمات. For the oppressor, there's darkness. For the oppressor, there's darkness for him. जुल्म की टहनी फलती नहीं, कागज की किश्ती चलती नहीं. The branch of zulm will not flourish, and the boat of tissue paper will not float. You make a boat out of tissue paper. When my wife, she makes my children, they say, make boat from tissue paper. Now they put in the water. The boat sinks.
The water, the tissue paper will take the water.
This is what happens with the zulm.
Yeah.
जुल्म की टहनी फलती नहीं, कागज की टिश्यू पेपर की बोट चलती नहीं, तैरती नहीं, नहीं चल सकती. That's the reason the branch of oppression cannot flourish, and the boat of tissue cannot float. Possible. So the Shaykh is saying, my dear brothers, this is what we need to have this. Everything should learn towards Allah. Achha. If we forget Allah, we will become mushrik. If we forget Allah, by looking at the things, if that does not make you reach Allah, then you will become mushrik. That's what the Shaykh is saying. Why you will become mushrik? Because you think that he is the doer, not Allah. Come here. I don't know if you see a policeman. What are the Shaykh is saying? Oh, Allah made you a policeman. And if Allah wants, I'll get a ticket. If Allah does not want, I will not. But if a person says, oh, the doer is the policeman, it's up to him to give or not. By saying this, he became mushrik. वो कह रहा खुदा नहीं ये कर रहा है. He's saying Allah is not doing it, he is doing it now. इससे कलमा पढ़ ले फिर, कलमा जी के पढ़ो फिर. And if you think that Allah is not doing it, then believe on him. Then he's saying you'll become mushrik. Allah in his eyes will term as mushrik and sahibul bid'ah. बिदती और मुशरिक खुदा क्या करार दी जाओगे. यही बुत परस्ती है. This is the worship of the idols. Today we think, oh, Makkah Mukarrama, there were 360 idols. इन 360 बुतों की परस्तिश करते. हम भी तो बुतों की परस्तिश करते हैं. We are also worshipping the idol. जो नजर आए उसके उस ताकत वाले के सामने उसकी इबादत करते हैं. The policeman, oh, he's the doer. The army man, he's the doer. This man, rich man, he's the doer. And this powerful man, he is the doer. सबके सामने सिजदा. Do sajda to all of them. Abu Jahl used to say, for rain, we have different God. For children, we have different God. For hunger, we have different God. For water, we have different God. So what do you mean to say? Abu Jahl said to Rasulullah, you mean to say that all of these gods cannot do, and only one God, which is Allah, He is the one who can do, and these gods are nothing? So Rasulullah said yes. So he said, أَجَعَلَ الْآلِهَةَ إلها واحدا إن هذا لشيء عجاب وانطلق الملأ منهم أن امشوا واصبروا على آلهتكم إن هذا لشيء يراد ما سمعنا بهذا في الملة الآخرة إن هذا إلا اختلاق أجعل الآلهة all of this God of water, God of rain, God of power, God of hunger, God of thirst إله واحدا only Allah is the one who will do everything. What doesn't make sense? إن هذا لشيء عجاب هذا شيء عجيب. It's amazing. وانطلق الملأ منهم أن يمشوا واصبروا على آلهتكم إن هذا لشيء يراد. Listen to what? Everybody, different gods? That's correct. How can one God do all of these things? Cannot. God of power, God of hunger, God of thirst, God of rain, God of water. They are the ones who are doing it. Today, Muslim Ummah is doing the same thing. Rich man, oh, he's very powerful. He has connections. तबलीग में वही करते हैं. मालदार को तबलीग में लगाओ ताकि हमारा काम ऊपर जाए. मौलाना साहब कहते थे अगर 10 से मुलाकात की ना तो 9 गरीब हो 1 अमीर हो. मौलाना कहते जब गश्त में जाओ 9 गरीबों के पास जाओ तो 1 अमीर हो. पता नहीं कहाँ चली गई थी. Used to say, Maulana used to say, if you want to visit 10 people, 9 you visit the poor, 1 rich. Today, this rich man should join us, second wheelchairs. Abu Jahl he's saying this is a God of power, God of light, God of energy, God of thirst, God of what we call food. All of these are gods. Today we are doing the same thing. He's a powerful man, he can do it. He has money, he can do it. He has power, he can do it. He has army, he can do it. He is president, he can do it. President साहब हमारी जमात फंस गई हमें निकालिए ना यहाँ से. We are stuck over here. Prime Minister साहब please take us out of this place. सब तो क्या हुआ? All of these different gods. Today the person is saying La ilaha illallah, but all of these gods are inside. And there is one super god. Who is that super god? Anybody knows?
No.
अपनी मैं खुद भी. These are all gods. Super god is me, myself, and I.
3 in 1.
I am a super god. I can do it. I will do it. You cannot do it. I will do it. I am the one who can do it. Say this in Deen. They're saying this in Dunya. Now we are saying this in Deen also. ये करेगा. This is what it is. So my dear respected brothers, this is what it is. That this is what it is. Abu Jahl was doing the same thing. So Rasulullah said, "What Allah can do everything." So Abu Jahl said, "This I don't understand." Today also, when we say that Allah is the only one who can do it, what they say? He's talking nonsense. पागलपने की बातें कर रहा है. He's talking nonsense. Right? They say, خليكم واقعيين. Let us be practical.
Just
What is
because of shirk.
So let us be practical. You have to understand this. Let us be real. अकल की बात करो. नाउज़ुबिल्लाह, that's ये बेअकली की बात नाउज़ुबिल्लाह वो है. So that talk sense. असल तो ये है. Allah does, but Allah does, but He needs this and this and this. Allah is doing it, but Allah can do with the means. Allah can do without the means. And Allah can do against the means. Three. Allah असबाब के साथ करे, Allah असबाब के बगैर करे, Allah असबाब के खिलाफ करे. अच्छा, now there is a question. Let's say, for example, Allah has made it such that when you eat the, if you're hungry, if you eat the food, your stomach is filled. You get that, right? So somebody hears this statement, and they say, when Allah can do each and everything, then I will not eat, and let's see what happens. I will not eat, and let's see what happens to me. So the question comes, is this statement correct? They say, no. And then somebody will say, but you just now said, Allah can do with the means, without the means, and against the means. Which means Allah can fill your stomach without the food. Possible. Yes, but understand this very clearly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first of all, what does the statement say? Allah can do with the means, without the means, and against the means. Allah يفعل مع الأسباب غير الأسباب ضد الأسباب. Allah Ta'ala असबाब के साथ कर सकते हैं, असबाब के बगैर भी करते हैं, और असबाब के खिलाफ भी कर सकते हैं. ठीक है ना? अब मैं कहूँ मैं खाना नहीं खाऊंगा, देखता हूँ पेट कैसा करता है. I will not eat the food, and let's see how my stomach gets filled up. And they will say, brother, you're making a mistake. What you should do? You should eat. But you will say, brother, you just now told me that Allah can do without the means and everything. That is true. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He ordered us in the Quran, Kulu washrabu, use the mean. I cannot say, oh Allah, I'm going to go against what you say, and I will not eat. Why? Why you cannot say this? Because Allah has the right to test you, but you do not have the right to test Allah. Allah can feed you without the food. Like you will, in the time of Isa alayhi salam, there will be no food left. What will be the food? Subhanallah, that's it. You will do Zikar of Allah, your stomach will get filled up. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is qadir to feed you, which He did at the time of Isa alayhi salam, is qadir to feed you today also. But He made the sabab. You cannot say, oh Allah, I want to test you, let's see whether you can feed me or not, I'm not going to eat. No, you cannot. ما تستطيع تختبر ربك. الرب قاعد يختبرك. شو أنت بغيت تختبر ربك؟ You want to test Allah, you want to check Allah. Oh Allah, I want to see how much your power is. I'm going to jump in the middle of the ocean and I'll see whether you can save me or not. No way. You are the Rabb or Allah is the Rabb? Who are you to decide whether I should be, I'm going to check Allah. A lot of time people do not get benefit from deen is because they are checking the deen. Allah doesn't like that. You check that. You came to check me. It's like you go to the president and what you do is this, Mr. President, I want to come close, and he slaps you. And then he says, I want to check what can you do now. I'll show what I can do. You go and slap a president, and then you say, I want to see what you can do now. You want to go against the tartib of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you want to check what Allah can do. It's like that. So खुदा को check करोगे. You इतनी बेअदबी कि तुम खुदा को check करें. वल्लाह में हम देखते हैं आप बगैर असबाब कैसे खिलाते हम देखेंगे. हाँ, my dear respected brothers, you will do the asbab because Allah is saying so. So then asbab and ibadat become same. Don't, it's the same thing. Making salat and doing business, same thing. Because this is ibadah, that's also ibadah. This is the ibadah, Allah says, okay, come, hayya al falah, come and make salat. Okay. After some, Allah, what do I do? Famshu fi manakibi, okay, go back, do some dunya. Okay. This is the order of Allah, that's the order of Allah. This is how it is. My dear brothers, may Allah give us the understanding of this. We'll do some zikr now. استغفر الله
الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه
بسم الله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور
النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
يا قهار يا قهار يا قهار
يا قهار يا قهار يا قهار يا يا منتقم 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 يا مميت 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 يا مميت
اللهم صل على
سيدنا مولانا محمد صاحب التاج والمعراج والبراق والعلم دافع البلاء والوباء والقحط والمرض والعلم اسمه مكتوب مرفوع مشكور منقوش في اللوح والقلم سيد العرب والعجم جسمه مقدس معطر مطهر منور في البيت والحرم شمس الضحى بدر الدجى صدر العلا نور الهدى كافي الورى مصباح الظلم جميل الشيم شفيع الأمم صاحب الجود والكرم والله عاصمه وجبريل خادمه والبراق مركبه والمعراج سفره وسدرة المنتهى مقامه وقاب قوسين مطلوبه والمطلوب مقصود والمقصود موجود سيد المرسلين خاتم النبيين شفيع المذنبين أنيس الغريبين رحمة للعالمين راحة العاشقين مراد المشتاقين شمس العارفين سراج السالكين مصباح المقربين محب الفقراء والغرباء والمساكين سيد الثقلين نبي الحرمين إمام القبلتين وسيلتنا في الدين الدارين صاحب قاب قوسين محبوب رب المشرقين ورب المغربين جد الحسن والحسين مولانا ومولى الثقلين أبي القاسم محمد بن عبد الله نور من نور الله يا أيها المشتاقون بنور جماله صلوا عليه وآله وأصحابه وسلموا تسليما
يا رب صل وسلم
دائما
أبدا
على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم جزى الله عنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم ما هو أهله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله 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 لا إله إلا 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 الله لا إله الله لا إله إلا 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 الله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله يا قهار يا مذل يا منتقم يا مبين 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 يا قهار صلى الله على حبيبه سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم. 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 الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحورهم ونعوذ بك من شرورهم. اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحورهم ونعوذ بك من شرورهم. اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحورهم ونعوذ بك من شرورهم. اللهم استر عوراتنا وآمن روعاتنا. اللهم استر عوراتنا وآمن روعاتنا. اللهم اكفهم بما شئت وكيف شئت وحيث شئت، إنك على ما تشاء قدير. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. نعم المولى ونعم النصير. اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحورهم ونعوذ بك من شرورهم. اللهم انصرنا ولا تنصر علينا، وامكر لنا ولا تمكر علينا، واهدنا ويسر الهدى لنا، وانصرنا على من بغى علينا. وانصرنا على من بغى علينا. وانصرنا على من بغى علينا. اللهم احفظنا من بين أيدينا ومن خلفنا وعن أيماننا وعن شمائلنا. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من النفاق وألسنتنا من الكذب وأعيننا من الخيانة. إنك تعلم خائنة الأعين وما تخفي الصدور. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من الحسد، اللهم طهر قلوبنا من الحقد، اللهم طهر قلوبنا من العداوة، اللهم طهر قلوبنا من جميع ما يغضبك يا رب العالمين. اللهم رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. اللهم ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم اجعل في قلبي نورا وفي سمعي نورا وفي بصري نورا وفي لحمي نورا وفي دمي نورا وفي عظمي نورا وفي عصبي نورا وفي شعري نورا وفي لساني نورا وعن يميني نورا وعن يساري نورا وعن أمامي نورا وعن خلفي نورا وتحتي نورا وفوقي نورا. اللهم اجعلني نورا واعطني نورا وعظم لي نورا يا نور السماوات والأرض يا قيوم السماوات والأرض يا مالك الملك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا قهار السماوات والأرض يا جبار السماوات والأرض يا من بيده ملكوت كل شيء. إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. اللهم اجعل في قلبي نورا. اللهم إنما أمرك إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. اللهم اجعل في قلبي نورا. اللهم إنما أمرك إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. اللهم اجعل في قلبي نورا. اللهم ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا إنك على كل شيء قدير. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.